Hey everyone, so in this video I'm going to be talking about what we're doing about finding out the genders of our triplets and also about a supplement I've been taking that I want to talk to you guys about because I feel like it's been really good and I want to share it with you guys. So stay tuned to hear all about that. Okay, so first off, I just want to say welcome to anyone who may be new. Thank you so much for finding my channel, and thank you so much for those of you who are subscribed. I so appreciate all of you and just for your sweet comments and everything that you leave, and I love just seeing the community develop here and just even hearing about people becoming pregnant and all that stuff, and just so excited, especially when people have been waiting for so long, and especially, you know, when it's through IVF, that really difficult way of becoming pregnant, and just having that success is so exciting. So I just rejoice with those of you who have found out that news, and so thankful. And for those who are new, that is how my husband and I, that's what we did to become pregnant. Currently, for the first time, I've never been pregnant before, and we are pregnant with triplets, which is not what we were expecting. Very shocking, but we put 2 embryos in and they both took, and 1 split into identicals. So we have triplets growing and developing in my belly. And I also want to say, for those of you who I'm sure are looking for, you know, an update, a bump date, whatever you call it, you know, we're just kind of hearing about symptoms, seeing what my belly looks like now. You just stay tuned, because that will be my next video. So in this video, I'm not really going to talk about that. I'm not going to show my belly, but I will say that I feel like it is starting to show a little bit more, and you will see that in the next video. So make sure to stay tuned for that, because that will be me kind of going over my 12th and 13th week, because I am currently I'm 13 weeks, just barely 13 weeks in a couple of days. And so I kind of want to get a little bit further into my 13th week before I do the full update of my 12th and 13th week. So stay tuned, it's coming. Okay, so getting to the topic of this video, which is about the genders of our triplets. So I want to kind of go back to when we first decided that we wanted to try to have kids. And I had always wanted to wait to find out the gender. I just wanted that surprise, that excitement of not knowing, and then seeing my baby for the first time and finding out its gender and all of that. So that was, you know, something I'd always wanted to do. That was a big reason, just that surprise factor. And also another reason is just kind of, I feel like when people find out about the gender of a baby, they kind of get a little bit, some people, maybe not everyone, but a little bit excited about getting cutesy outfits and, you know, really frilly, lacy girl clothes, or, you know, suspender pantsuit type things for boys or something like that. And for me, I just kind of view those things as kind of, they're not really my style, I guess. And they're also not something I really want to put the effort in, I guess, to put my child in, and potentially them being uncomfortable. And then also it just being kind of a complicated thing to put your baby in. So I'm just like, I just want plain neutrals. And so I kind of liked that, you know, kind of preparing in a way, just getting gender neutral stuff, because I don't really like pinks anyway. In general, I don't, you know, necessarily like really boyish looking things. I mean, you know, not that ultimately it doesn't really matter what the baby wears as long as they got something. But the big thing is just wanting something that was easy for them to wear, comfortable for them to wear, easy to put on and take off, and all of that. And also that the majority of what I would get would not be clothes, because I know that so many babies, they grow so fast that they grow out of the clothes so quickly. So I kind of wanted to avoid that and hope that people maybe would focus a little bit more on the other necessities that you need when you have a baby, and not so much on clothes or even like decor type things, or even toys. I mean, really, babies don't need toys and stuff. So just things like that, I kind of would thought, and not saying it would completely avoid it, but people not knowing the genders and us, you know, having that surprise, of course, but would kind of prevent maybe some of those unnecessary items being gifted to us. So that was another reason why I kind of always wanted to do that. But we got the shock that we're having triplets. So, and going into finding out that we were having triplets at that ultrasound, we kind of were thinking we might be pregnant with twins, because we did put 2 embryos in and my HCG levels were really high. But we were still like, yeah, if it's twins, we're still totally cool with just like waiting till they come to find out the genders and all that stuff. But once we found out we're having triplets, it took a little while, but things started to change a little bit. And we have decided that we do want to find out before they get here. So, some 2 reasons really why that we came to that decision was, for one thing, names. And I don't know, that might sound kind of like a silly thing, but coming up with 3 boy names and 3 girl names just seemed a little daunting to us, because we were having trouble coming up with names in general. So, and we haven't put a ton of mental energy in it, but we have put some, and it's just been difficult for us to come up with names. And we kind of just put that on hold for a little while, and then we were like, you know what? I think we're just gonna wait until we find out what they are, and then we'll put that mental energy into that and coming up with names for these babies. And so that's one reason. Another reason is, I know with triplet pregnancy, it's very high risk. There can be lots of complications, and you know, we're praying and trusting that these babies will develop like they need to and thrive like they need to, but we also know that there could be complications. And so, not saying I do believe you can totally bond with your baby without knowing its gender, or without, you know, giving it its name in the womb and all of this, but I do kind of feel like it would be nice to kind of, I don't know how to word this, but kind of know who they are, just in case if something happens. So kind of know their gender, be able to give them that name, and just in case if, you know, hopefully nothing, but just in case if something happened. So that was another reason why we decided to do that. And, you know, some people have said, oh, and you can prepare better and all this stuff. And honestly, I don't think it changes the preparation at all for us. But I mean, having triplets changes the preparation tremendously from, you know, one baby. But knowing their genders doesn't change the preparation really for us of, you know, what we buy and what we get. Because like I said, I don't really like a lot of the, you know, super pink frilly things, or, you know, just things like that. And even like a lot of decor and stuff like that. I just like to have things be more minimalistic and simple. And especially with having triplets, like I definitely don't want things complicated. I want things simple, because there's just a lot of babies to care for, and I want to be able to give them as much of myself as I can. And so to kind of limit those complicated things that could come in, and just keep things simple, basically. So yeah, so we do not know the genders yet. You know, there are some people that can know at this point through like a blood test, and that also shows like genetic issues, like potential for Down syndrome and stuff like that. But our doctor said that we cannot do that test because we have triplets. So, which we're totally fine. We're not like, we've got to know the genders right away. I mean, it does mean that some of those genetic disorders, like, we're not going to know about necessarily. There are things they can see on the ultrasound that can give them indications of genetic issues and stuff like that. but that blood test we don't have. And we also did not do PGS testing on our embryos, so we don't know anything about their genetics, basically. And actually, I mean, people doing IVF can find out even earlier, because if you did do PGS testing, you find out the gender of your embryos before they even are implanted if you want to. So anyway, but we did not do any of that, so we don't know. But I know I am going to be going in for ultrasounds, you know, very frequently, every 2 weeks, starting at about 16 weeks. So I'm guessing we'll probably find out kind of soon. I'm not sure exactly when they'll be able to see things. I think typically it's like 18 to 20 weeks. So something like that, they'll be able to see. And we're hoping to do it in a way where we will be surprised as well. So we're gonna like tell them like, we don't wanna know, but you know, put it in an envelope or something for us. And then we wanna do a gender reveal, which I will definitely be doing a video for. So make sure to stay tuned for that. It won't be for several weeks, of course, and even like it's probably not gonna be right after, you know, the doctors figure out their genders, because it's just planning that and all of that. We wanna make it special and stuff. So anyway, so we are gonna do a gender reveal where we don't know, or we will be surprised, as well as friends and family. I guess the only person that would be whoever's gonna help us like kind of set up the reveal, because someone will have to know to be able to do that. But anyway, so that's our plan as of right now, and that's what we're, you know, looking forward to doing, and looking forward to documenting it and all of that, and sharing it with you guys, because it's fun, definitely. I mean, gender reveals are fun to look at, and I know that was kind of something that, even though I was like, I don't want to know the gender, I was totally fine with like kind of giving that up, that, you know, gender reveal party or whatever. But, you know, I think with these triplets, yeah, we want to know, and that will just be a fun experience. So yeah, so that's the information there. I did kind of mention some of this in a video that I'd done already, where I was having an ultrasound and the doctor was kind of asking me questions about if we were going to find out the genders. But I didn't really like do a sit down video and kind of explain things to you guys. So I wanted to do that. But I'm gonna jump in to this supplement that I mentioned at the beginning. So for some of you, I know a problem with pregnancy that can come, a complication with it can come about, is anemia. So you don't have enough iron. And I know I had a friend that had that. She just had a singleton, and you know, with triplets, a lot of those things just kind of get increased. The complications, the chances of those complications increase with triplets. So my doctor was telling me, even though like right now I'm not anemic, I don't have low iron, but he wants me to have an extra 60 milligrams on top of whatever, you know, my prenatal has iron in it, but have an extra 60 milligrams on top of that, just to kind of help make sure my body has got the iron it needs to fuel my body and fuel these babies that are growing inside of me. So I knew that iron, or I'd heard, and my friend who took it struggled pretty bad with constipation with it. And I think that's a pretty common struggle that people can have with taking iron. So I did some research and looked at some things, and I was finding that liquid iron was a good option to kind of prevent those things. So I've been taking this liquid iron for about a week and a half, something like that. And I have not had any issues with constipation or like digestion stuff related to this that I can tell. So it's really not affecting me that way, and I'm really thankful for it. So I want to share it with you guys. This is what it looks like. I got it on Amazon, so I will link it down below for you guys, just so it's easy to find. And yeah, it has 125 milligrams per serving, and my doctor said 60, so I'm taking half of the dose that it says to take. It says to take 1 teaspoon, I take half a teaspoon. And it actually comes with a little teaspoon with it. And inside, I don't know if you can kind of see that, it's probably hard to see, but there's like a little line in there that shows that's half a teaspoon. So it's very simple. I just fill it up to that line right there, and I've got my half a teaspoon. And the taste is not bad at all. It's supposed to have like raspberry grape flavor. I don't know if it really tastes like that, but it's really not bad. It's very, it's thick. It's also very dark in color, so I think it would stain things. So just be careful not to let it get on things. But yeah, I've enjoyed it, and I just know that that's something that, you know, people can definitely struggle with pregnancy. Even people that aren't pregnant can struggle with anemia. So if you do struggle with that and need to supplement with iron, I would recommend, you know, choosing a liquid form. It's also just more easily absorbable by your body to have it in a liquid form. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys about, and I apologize. I'm noticing that this video is really dark. It's really cloudy outside. So I'm sorry if, yeah, it's just dark. So I apologize. But anyway, I just wanted to share about that supplement with you guys and about what we're doing about our gender reveal. I would love to hear from you guys down below, you know, what your plans are for finding out the genders of your babies, those of you who just became pregnant or something, and maybe you already know, maybe you did PGS testing, and you know, those mamas out there of triplets, you know, I would love to have some gender reveal ideas too, like what did you do for your gender reveal? So anyway, those kind of things would be fun to talk about. But I will see you guys in the next video, and that will be my update and where you'll get to see my bump and all that stuff. So make sure to subscribe and stay tuned so you can know when that video comes out. All right, bye guys.